Hey everybody, it's Dick here. I'm on my inherited Stiga ST 600 Twin. The ST 600 Twin is a ride-on mower that I inherited with Fanny when we purchased a property in Italy. The previous owner kept it out back under a tarp and never drained the gas out of the carburetor, so it's been neglected for a while. The previous owners were part-time visitors to their home in Italy, and they weren't very mechanically oriented, so this thing got neglected. I thought I got a bit of a deal when they left it with the house, but the first couple of times I tried to use it, I realized it was them that was discarding it without having to actually discard it. I've taken the carb apart a couple of times and cleaned it. Oh! It's got some limitations in power, and engines are never very forgiving to your ego when it comes to when it comes to your weight. I was in an airplane with my daughter Titty last week, and she made a comment about how much heavier the airplane felt with me as a passenger than when she's flying by herself. So engines are not forgiving, and on this uphill grade, the engine is not forgiving to my sense of fitness. Anyway, we lost the gas cap last season in some particularly high grass. And so, because of my weight and because of the neglect on the engine, it's doesn't like the cut, especially this what I call bridge cable grass on the uphill. So I let gravity be my accelerator on the downhill, and I do most of the cutting on the downhill. But the problem with that is it's a bit of a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. There's also a limitation of a 10-degree grade on off cambers from side to side. So because of the grade of this property, it's a sometimes pretty adventurous ride on this mower. Anyway, I've been riding motorcycles for a long time, and my experience with motorcycles has made me appreciate all kinds of motors. Woohoo! And so, riding this has made me think about all the motors I've had in the past, and that I appreciate all of them. And owning a mower, Shakedown has inherited from me a weed whacker, no, not a weed whacker, a leaf blower that I inherited from a previous property owner when I lived in New Jersey. And when we moved to the UK, I left it with him, and I think he's rebuilt that thing about 4 or 5 times over the past 20 years, and it's still going good. So I'm loath to abandon this thing despite its neglect and limitations, even though Fanny's insistent on us getting a newer and more powerful tractor. Right now I'm running it without the cover, which it's a dust cover that has lights on it for nighttime mowing, which here, because it's about 39 degrees at the moment, is not unheard of. Whoa! But I know that I'm probably getting some pollen and some dirt in the air filter that shield would normally limit, but I'm tired of taking it on and off in order to do a little bit of mechanical attention. So I'm abusing it a bit more, but it's used to it at this point with its previous life. Oh, here we go. So my accelerator is gravity, and I get most of my mowing done on the downhill grade. But it's a hoot. I love riding anything. I mean, mostly I like two-wheeled motors, but I like riding. Ooh, there's a grasshopper. Anyway, I like riding any sort of mower, but you can see it's struggling on this uphill. And I think if I put it all the way to the rabbit, there's a little rabbit down there. If I put it all the way to the rabbit, it kind of floods the engine a bit, so it cuts out. So I have to be patient on the uphill. I can enjoy the speed on the downhill. Anywho, I thought I'd share. I have about 2 acres of property around our 29 olive trees and about half dozen fig trees and some cherry trees. There's a chingale bed right here they like bedding down in the tall grass for a bit of protection at night. And so we have some evidence of the chingale, which are wild boars that live up in those woods. But it's cool because I got a variety of insects and bees. This is bee country where they do a lot of honey production, and a lot of lizards run in for cover as I cut down these temporary habitats that they like to bed in before the farmers cut for the season. But I thought I'd share this little ride on my mower because I'm having such a good time, and I like sharing good times. All right, everybody, enjoy your day. I'm gonna figure out how to turn this off while I'm careening down the hill.